Thank you. That's very challenging. Well, basically, sustainability is not only a product or a process. It is a mindset. It's part of our culture, and also it's our part of our consciousness of who we are and what do we stand for, our values and things that matter in life. So at the personal level, basically, I try to be careful when I use resources and water. I try to communicate this to my kids, which is not easy. This separation of social sciences or positivism versus constructivism, it's illusion. Basically, you need to combine both. You need cross-sectional data and longitudinal data to understand from the story of the electron to the story of the galaxy. Even in quantum physics, people talk about now in recent research about consciousness of the matter, that the electron, if there is the behavior of the electron will change based on the observer. So time and space, now we are if this idea of what I call it meta-cosmic intelligence. Scholars in religion and theology need to understand science. They need to understand biology, chemistry, and quantum physics in order to communicate the transformative notion of stewardship. So we are not living alone. The interesting notion is that shay in Arabic, shay means thing. In the English language, thing means it's immaterial. It's a material thing. It has no soul. And in the Islamic worldview, we believe that the verse says in Surah Al-Isra, وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ. Everything is in a state of a prayer. So the electron or a butterfly or the galaxy, the moon or the Mars is in a state of prayer by obeying the natural laws. We call it
there are no
the natural
soulless.
laws.
There are no
Sunan.
Yeah, in the Islamic worldview, there are no things that do not have immaterial value, regardless of their.
Absolutely.
That is beautiful.
So everything in a state of prayer. So basically, the role of being a steward, having a mandate, you need to ensure what we call natural state, which is fitra. You need to ensure the balance in terms of carbon emissions or waste management, etc. So being a steward, you need to make sure that there is a balance, a mizan. You need to ensure this balance. And also you need to consider that the things living around us, they are communities like us, umamun amthalukum. So you need to respect other communities living around us, from butterflies to birds to any fish, the fish kingdom, etc. So you need to appreciate the spirituality embodied in nature. So we need to look at what we call it Kitab Mastur and Kitab Mandur. There are two books. One book is the scripture. We call it Kitab Mastur, the Quran, the scripture. And there is another book which is the cosmos, nature. So we call it Kitab Mandur, the seen book. So when we walk on a garden, on a botanic garden or a mountain, you are basically seeing another book, science, book of science. So we need to and actually you are getting reward like prayers when you contemplate on the creation of Allah. You are getting reward by appreciating, thinking, and looking at the beauty of signs of the book, two books, either Quran or the natural environment.
Is that where we went wrong in history, where we stopped contemplating on nature, and then we took the value of that nature away, right? It is a thing that we take for granted, exactly. Commodification.
Exactly. We talk about master. Who's the master? So the idea of conquering earth, I mean, in some literature, they will say man conquers the earth. And in the literature of Reformation and Enlightenment, they talk about the master, the reference point is man. Mm-hmm. So there is nothing called spiritual. So earth is basically a thing. It has no soul. So we have the role of the man is to exploit. So the idea of exploitation, even they talk about knowledge exploitation, not cultivation, right? Even in knowledge management, they say about exploitation of knowledge. So we need to talk about cultivation, harnessing for the public goods and for creating value.